Hi, Millie. I just want to talk about something. I hope you have a second. I'm sure you know that my birthday is this upcoming Saturday, but there was something that was bothering me.
Oh, good evening, Jennifer. Can I help you with something? I'm guessing we're going to have a party to celebrate your birthday. I suppose it'll be something like what we did last year?
It's my birthday, after all. I expect everyone in my immediate family to celebrate that special once-in-a-year day. It'll be more or less the same as last year. We'll book expensive French food to enjoy in the comfort of my house and enjoy a nice house party. Obviously, it won't just be family that I'll invite either. We'll need to get my friends and all of the neighbors, too.
Wait, we're having that many people over this time?
Yes, and I expect both you and Sean to be there, too.
I mean, we're more than happy to attend your birthday, but have you considered the budget of this entire house party? You're planning on getting very high-class French food for every single person who attends, right?
Well, of course! It's a party! Let's see here. See, I have a friend who's a bit of a celebrity, and she was telling me that the party she hosted at her house along with all of her friends and expensive food was around $4,000 in total. I'm sure we'll end up spending around that much. Maybe even more if I'm honest.
You're going to spend that much?
What? What's the big problem, It's my birthday! The one day in the year when I'm allowed to feel special.
So we're going to pay the same money that's worth 4 months of your house loan? Am I understanding that right?
Huh? What house loan are you talking about?
I don't want to be too blunt since I understand it is a very special day for you. But I just want you to think about one thing. If you're willing to spend that much money on your birthday party, isn't it reasonable to pay off that house loan of yours by, let's say, spending $1,000 a month? I think you need to seriously rethink your priorities a little, especially when you're so far off from paying off that house loan.
Watch it, girl! Who do you think you're talking to? I have my priorities out of order. Do you seriously think I need to worry about something like that? It's a special day for me, and so I'll be celebrating it in the way I truly deserve. Do you understand? Why don't you and Sean work something out and start paying off more of that house loan? You don't have any respect for your elders at all. It's disgusting, Millie. I don't understand why I have to change my ways just because you aren't as appreciative of what I do for you. Besides, that was very inappropriate that you brought something like that up on the week leading up to my birthday.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just want you to really think about if we truly need to spend this much on your birthday. And I understand that I probably should have brought this up much earlier, but the point still stands.
You're always like this, aren't you? Never understanding how to read the room and always making others feel bad just because you say one thing extra.
I'm sorry, but what are you referring to?
Oh, seriously. This is why I can't stand talking to you at all. I mean, you're clearly unaware that you did something wrong. Why can't you think for yourself, I'm just going to talk directly with Sean, okay? I'm sure he'll understand the whole situation more than you ever could. Anyways, please listen to all the details from here. My decision here is final. Do you understand? All you need to do is make sure you leave that day out of your calendar empty so you can attend. Millie, do you have a second? This is about my birthday party that I mentioned yesterday when we talked. But there have been a few changes that have been made. And even though I know you're not going to agree with what I'm going to say, even you deserve to be notified. I will be increasing the budget to $5,000 instead. It's not a big jump by any means, but I know that extra $1,000 will make the experience that much more special. Wait, you're kidding me? No, I'm dead serious, dear. I decided to invite a few more people to the party. Specifically, a couple of friends from my culinary class that I attend.
And so the overall budget has increased because of those few extra guests, I'm guessing?
Correct. It seems like sometimes you actually use your brain. You were being very negative about the whole situation, so I thought I'd sort it out now and tell you exactly how much everything would cost so you couldn't complain to me later. Again, we may not get along all the time, but even you deserve to know what's going on.
Well, I at least appreciate how transparent you've been about wanting to use all of that money. But are you sure you're going to be okay? You're paying all of this out of your own wallet, right?
What are you hinting at? That I can't afford this? Are you implying that I'm poor? Worry about your own finances first, girl.
Look, I understand that your husband is overseas and hasn't been back in a while. But are you sure you can just use all of that money in your joint account like that? Please think this through before dropping a massive sum of money like that. I'm saying this for your sake, Jennifer.
I can't believe you, Millie. This is unacceptable to talk to your husband's mother like that. Do you understand?
I'm sorry if this is offending you, but I'm genuinely concerned for your finances. That's all this is.
I don't need your charity. Why would I need to get financial advice from a young, naive girl like you? Shouldn't you be more worried about your own life?
Me? What do I need to worry about?
You're so clueless, aren't you? You don't even know why I'm implying that you have your own problems, do you?
I'm so sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about, Jennifer.
Look at you! Totally clueless about your own problems. Maybe next time sort out your own life before trying to judge someone else's spending.
I'm doing perfectly fine in terms of finances, so I don't know what those problems you're mentioning are.
God, you really are pathetic. And then you're going to end up crying to me the moment you end up with your own issues, aren't you?
Why would I need to do that?
I feel like whenever I talk to you, I just end up losing brain cells. I'm trying to be on the same wavelength as you. I really am. But you simply just seem to not get it at all. All I get from ever speaking with you is stress. It's never positive when we talk. So from now on, I will only message you if it is truly urgent. I have better things to do than talk with you.
Hey, Sean. I'm so sorry that I'm contacting you now of all times. I know you're on your business trip right now. Not to mention it's kind of late into the night. Do you have a second, though?
Oh, Millie. Yeah, sure. What's up? I have a second.
Well, it's about the whole birthday party that your mom is planning tomorrow. I'm sure you've heard about it at this point.
Oh, right, yeah. Was there something wrong about it? I heard she invited her friends and neighbors along with the whole family. I was told to be there at 6 at night.
Right, okay. Do you happen to know how much she's planning to spend there?
No, I don't think so. Does she need to borrow money or something? Dad's off in Europe right now, but I'm sure she can still get in touch with him, right? If she needs money, then I'm sure she'd just ask him.
Oh, no, it's not about borrowing money or anything like that. It's about the fact that she's planning on spending $5,000 on French food for the guests.
$5,000? Wait, you're saying that's the total for just the food? There isn't even that many people attending, right?
Well, yeah. And I understand that she wants more than her family to be there, but she even invited people from her culinary class and wants to give them the same expensive experience.
No wonder the bill is so high.
I told her that she should spend that extra money paying more monthly to get rid of that house loan of hers, and that she needed to get her priorities straight. But she barely listened, and in fact it backfired into her lashing out at me.
Are you serious?
And I totally understand that she wants to spend her birthday enjoying it to the fullest. But there's totally other ways you could go about doing that without paying $5,000. I'm just thinking of the aftermath of using such a huge load of money on one single day. It blew me away. See, the budget used to be $4,000, which was bad enough, but she wanted to even increase that.
Yeah, that's definitely something we need to stop. And you're absolutely right about the whole house loan situation. I mean, you could easily use half that amount of money for a great party and spend the other $2.5 grand on the house.
Yep. But of course, she doesn't listen at all. Seems like these materialistic happinesses mean more to her than life payments.
Either way, it's tomorrow, right? I don't think we could cancel the entire party, let alone the expensive French food at this point when it's right around the corner. Not to mention the chaos it would cause for the restaurants preparing all of this food. To make matters worse, she's the youngest child out of her siblings, meaning she'd always do things her way and get away with it. I don't think even her own son would be able to stop her at this point. It doesn't help that she was annoyed at the fact that I ended up getting married first out of our siblings, and my eldest brother hasn't even had a girlfriend yet.
I guess you're right. She's so immature that she's upset at something so insignificant. I know she was a little strange, but this whole $5,000 situation is taking it too far, even for her crazy standards.
Anyway, for now let's just both go to the party and see what ends up happening. If she ends up regretting using this much money, then we don't need to help her. I mean, you warned her after all. I'll let Dad know as well, just in case.
Right, that seems like a good idea. I'll leave it all up to you then.
Alright, well, I'll be off now. Thank you for letting me know. You get some rest too.
Okay, good night. See you tomorrow.
Millie, I just wanted to confirm something. You'll be attending the party along with Sean, correct?
Yes, I will. I heard from Sean that you told him to bring me along to your party, so that's exactly what we'll be doing.
Right, okay. I'm glad that the message got to you. I don't want people saying that I'm a horrible mother if they don't see my son and his wife attending. There's a lot of things I need to consider, you see. I know we don't get along, but it's important that my self-image is still satisfactory to everyone around me.
Right. Got it.
However, after the greetings happen when the party first starts, I will be getting you to sit by yourself in the kitchen.
Wait, what are you talking about?
See, I thought about it, and originally I had no problems in you participating in this party like everyone else. But after you had the gall to criticize me for the use of my own money, I think you don't deserve to eat what everyone else is having.
Wait, so what do I do then? You're not going to make me attend without food, right?
This is your punishment for disrespecting me the way you did earlier. Before talking about other people's home loans, work on your own financial status. I don't even think you could afford the food that we'll be eating at my party. Admit it, you just don't have the money for that, do you?
I'm not going to answer that, Jennifer. You still haven't told me what I'll do about my dinner.
Oh, I don't know. Just deal with it yourself. Order something and bring it with you for all I care. You can't keep relying on me when it's convenient, okay? You're in this situation because you thought it was a smart idea to buy that brand new apartment of yours that you're living in anyways.
Wait, where is this going?
You don't have the money to live in a place like that. Even I know that much. And yet you ended up going through with it by using a loan. And to top it off, you came up to me in hopes of borrowing money from me just so you can live in a place like that. You need to seriously learn your place.
We're twisting the story now, are we? Jesus, so that's how you interpreted me desperately trying to talk you out of using $5,000 on your birthday? Talk about immature. How did you even get all of that from what I said earlier?
Look, just stay quiet. The party is about to begin, so hurry up and introduce yourself to everyone, then lock yourself up in the kitchen. I don't want you going anywhere near the food I ordered. Oh, and after an hour or so, make sure to pretend you're going home because you're sick. You better make it believable. Then I'll forgive you for all of the awful things you've said to me.
Why would I need to go through all of that?
Well, you're acting like a total beggar, knowing that you can barely afford anything nice in life, and yet you are trying to get all of this gorgeous food at my birthday.
When did I ever say I was interested in having expensive French food?
Anyways, just lounge about for a while, and then you're free to leave whenever you want.
Jennifer, I don't get you at all.
I'm saying that a begging little brat like you needs to get put in her place and sent home. That's what it comes down to. I don't need you around anymore.
Right. I see. So that's how you view me, is it? So I can stop paying for your house loan? Is that fair?
What are you talking about?
I won't pay that grand for your house loan going forward.
Oh, are you talking about your own house loan? I don't know what you're trying to pull here. If you stop paying for your own loan, then the only ones who'll be in trouble are you.
I don't need to elaborate. I'll be going home with Sean now. He said he'd leave when I would, so he won't be staying here.
Do whatever you want. It doesn't make a difference if you're here or not. Millie! Answer me! Please, I need your help. The whole situation to do with the house loan. Is it true that you were actually paying off my house loan with that $1,000 a month? So you weren't paying for a brand new apartment up in the city for yourself?
Oh, hi. I wonder where you heard that news from.
Well, the people that attended my party brought it up, you see.
Ah, so that's what ended up happening.
I thought they were lying at the time because why would I ever believe that you were paying off my house loan? But then I noticed that this month I got an email telling me that I didn't have enough money in my bank to pay the monthly house loan. And it all just clicked in my head. There's no way I could have predicted that they were telling the truth.
Well, there you have it. You're right. I was sending $1,000 into your bank account every month in order to pay off the loan to the house you're living in right now.
I can't believe this.
By the way, did you hear why your husband extended his business trip in Europe?
Yes, I did. He said that there was a huge project that he had to work on for his company, and that the workload kept getting bigger and bigger. It doesn't help that he has to take responsibility for it at all. And so he has to stay for another 3 years there in order to manage the entire project, which is already understaffed as is.
Right. You're on the mark. But the important part here is that he needs to stay for a long time overseas. Not to mention that it may even get extended further at some point. Do you really think someone that has to manage his own project and work for that long could entirely look after your house loan by himself? That's why he told me that he needed help to sustainably pay off that loan while he was away and came to me. And since I was doing all right for myself these past years from doing multiple jobs, I started paying the $1,000 loan every month.
Wait, so why did I think you were paying off a loan to your own apartment? I mean, I know that you moved into that apartment of yours right when my husband went overseas. There's no way that was just pure coincidence, right? And right after that, you started talking about paying loans. Of course, I thought you were talking about your own place.
Well, that apartment is a part of the building that my uncle owns.
Your uncle owns the whole building.
I thought I mentioned it to you in the past once, but perhaps you thought my stories weren't worth listening to. But my uncle knew about the whole situation involving me having to pay your house loans, so he ended up giving me a room to live in without having to pay rent. That's the gist of things. Everything was done to support you, and you pushed me aside.
You get to live in an apartment like that for free.
Sure, the apartment may be free, but I pay my own bills and expenses. I'm not living some celebrity life if that's what you're picturing just from the area I live in.
Right, of course.
If you remember, your husband mentioned that I should live in that house that you're in now in order to cover expenses. But of course, you had to be firmly against it. So I had to go through the trouble of finding a place for myself, though thinking back, perhaps that was the right choice.
So that's what you meant when you brought that up.
You said that you would only live with your eldest son, Declan, and that you would never treat Sean and his wife like they're special. You snapped at us and told us that even the idea was stupid and unrealistic, if I remember.
Huh? I don't get it. That was all because of this loan? I didn't know! I didn't know that you were dealing with it all this time.
Well, I've brought it up to you in the past. Numerous times, even.
You did?
Yep. Not to mention everything to do with your husband, Sean, myself. And yet you don't listen. I'm just bringing everything up as the messenger from all of the back and forths we've had over the months discussing this whole situation.
So my husband approved of you this much.
You always brush off anything I say, don't you? And imagine if any of your favorites like your husband or your eldest son were to tell you all of this. I'm sure you would have been all ears. But you pushed your greatest allies away just because of your own shallow, petty reasonings. Aren't you glad I was able to find somewhere to live? Because if I hadn't, you wouldn't have gotten all of those payments from me over the months. I remember meeting you years ago when I started dating Sean. But to think you'd be as stubborn as you ended up being.
I can't believe this.
Anyways, I've talked to your husband and he told me that I don't have to deal with all of the loan stuff anymore. So it's all up to you now.
No way.
Oh, but he knows that you won't be able to pay off a loan as big as this. So he's gone ahead and sold the property entirely.
He sold it? He sold this house without telling me?
I mean, legally it's his property, so he's free to do whatever he wants with it. But to think this was the way you ended up finding out. Not even your own husband told you with his own words. He learned not only from me, but from his other children that you had been going on a complete spending spree on the regular, and that there was absolutely no way that you could pay off the loan. And to top it off, he's promised me that he will be paying me back all of the money that I have paid to support you over the months.
Why? Why did this end up happening to me?
Oh, but I did hear your husband is coming back here for a little bit soon. Maybe you can have a discussion then about what you want to do going forward. But I will not be having anything to do with any of that.
Wait, Millie.
Oh, sorry. I have a lot more important things to do right now, so I'll be heading off.
Please.
Bye now. A few days passed, and Jennifer's husband came back to the States. Apparently, they had a long conversation about money usage. We all know how that would have gone. The first thing to address was to do with selling the property. Then a firm lecture on overspending at her own birthday party and wasting $5,000. Not to mention the horrible way she had treated me over the months I'd known her. And to finish the job, he slammed divorce papers in front of her. Then, to make matters worse for Jennifer, she tried to rely on her 2 eldest sons to find a place to live alongside them. But unfortunately, both of them had recently gotten married and moved out of the country to live with their respective wives. Meanwhile, me and Sean are comfortably living in my uncle's apartment building while we think about where to move next. Jennifer, left with nothing, ended up applying for part-time work. But even I don't know how that ended up. Though no matter how many times she gets fired in the future, it seems as though she'll have to deal with financial problems either way. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to see more videos uploaded daily.